you in the club?
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. It's Kaylee, and today I'm going to show you how to make Buddy from Secret Life of Pets out of Play-Doh. So follow along and make Buddy with me. Let's get started. So to start making Buddy, I'm going to roll out some Play-Doh, and for this I'm just using purple. It doesn't matter which color you use for the base. This part's not going to show. You just want the Play-Doh to be as big as your drawing. And then once you've rolled out a big enough piece, cover that with Saran wrap, and then lay your coloring sheet on top. Now this coloring sheet I just printed off from a Google image search of Buddy from Secret Life of Pets. And then I increased the size on it a little bit. Next, I'm going to be using this tool, which I found in the baking section at a craft store. So it's kind of like a pinwheel shape. And I will be tracing out this design. For this part, I'm kind of going a tiny bit outside of the line because I can always trim away the extra purple later. And then I'll lift off the coloring sheet and we have the shape of Buddy. So now I'm going to use another tool. And this one is a blade tool. I also got this in the baking section, and it's actually not really sharp, but it's sharp enough to cut Play-Doh. So I'm just going to go in where I traced my design and cut it out. So there's his tail, and his little back legs, his belly, and his front legs, all the way up to his neck and his head, his mouth and nose, around his ears, across his back, and back around to his tail. So once you trace it out again, you can lift off the extra Play-Doh. And be really careful around the tail because you don't want it to break off. And there we go, we have the shape of Buddy the dachshund so far. And so this is going to be the base of your Play-Doh design. So I'm going to set this to the side, and now I'm going to roll out some black Play-Doh, and we're going to lay that on top of this. Okay, so once you've rolled out enough black Play-Doh, we're going to cover that up again with Saran wrap. And then cover that with your coloring sheet. So for the black, I don't actually need the bottoms of his feet because those are going to be brown. So I just want enough black that the black parts of him are all on top of the black Play-Doh. Also just want to make sure it's smooth, so... Alright, so I can feel with my fingers that there's black all where it should be. So now I can start tracing. So this part's going to be brown, and this part's going to be brown, and his belly and his back legs. Okay, and now I'm just going to trace that out again with the blade tool. Alright, and now I'm just going to lay the black on top of my purple base. So I want his tail. And just try to match it up the best way that you can. And this is another tool that I like to use. This is also from the baking section. And I just use this to smooth out the edges. And it also kind of helps make the two pieces stay together. And don't worry if there's purple that's showing still, because I'm going to come back and cut that excess off later. Okay, now I'm going to set this to the side and roll out some brown Play-Doh. And then cover that with saran wrap. And here I'm going to be working on cutting out his little feet. So as you can see, it doesn't totally match up, but I'll just use the blade tool to kind of tuck it in. And this helps the colors to look really sharp. And you can also smooth out the edges with this tool. This can also be found in the baking section. So now I'm just going to make the little finger creases or paw creases that he has. And I'm just going to do that with this tool. So he still needs a little bit more brown on his belly. And what I'm going to do for that is actually just make like a snake out of this brown Play-Doh. And then lay that across. And I'm going to use this ball tool again to just smooth it all out. And this also helps to spread the Play-Doh. Now I'm going to work on his front paw here. So for that, I'm just going to roll out some Play-Doh. And again, I'm using this ball tool to make it all stick together. You could also trace it out if you'd like, but for the little pieces, I think it works better just to do it this way. And then just come in and trim the extra. So for this, I'm just going to look at his paw and do an indentation the way it looks here. So he's got one line going across and then two little lines for his toes. Like that. Okay, now I just have to do the front paw. The front left paw. I think for this one, since it's such a random shape, I'm going to roll it out and try to trace it. So as you can see, it didn't come out quite big enough, so I'm just adding in little pieces of brown. Okay, so now we've got all his little paws done. And now I'm going to move on to his mouth. Okay, so for his nose, I just made a little ball and shaped it into kind of a triangle. And then I'm going to take a little tiny piece of white and that's just like the reflection mark. on his nose. There we go. Every so often I also spray it with water just to keep the Play-Doh from drying out. So now I'm going to work on his mouth. Okay, so most of his mouth is done. I just need to work on his tongue. And right now I'm just making little black lines to make all of the edges look a lot cleaner. And to shape his eyes, I'm just making two little kind of sphere shapes. And finally, I just need to make his collar. I'm just using the side of my blade to kind of clean up the edges and make them look smooth. Alright guys, and here is Buddy all done! If you guys want to see more fun Play-Doh tutorials like this one, just click on the thumbs up. And let me know in the comments what your favorite Secret Life of Pets character is. This is Kaylee for DCTC, and thanks for watching!